Hey ladies, welcome into Confident and Thriving podcast. If you are new here, welcome in. I am a self-image and confidence coach for go-getters, for dreamers. And so everything that I talk about is to help you boost your confidence, to help you boost your self-image so that you can thrive, do what you want, own what you want, become the person that you can be and do the things that you are made to do. And so today we are going to be talking about something that I think has been so monumental to helping me literally transform myself, right? From a shy person to a person who can come online and share my voice, be seen, from a person who was timid to someone who can literally go and accomplish things that I never even thought that was possible for me. And so my message for you today is that if you've been believing that you can't, it's not that you can't, it's not that it's impossible, it's not that you can't be, it is simply that you just probably haven't given yourself living proof that you can yet. You haven't given yourself living proof. And so how living proof is created for you is going to be through belief plus action. It is almost as simple as that. Belief plus action. This is literally a formula for not only for like manifestation, it is a formula for embodiment. It is literally my formula into what I believe is going to help make you feel unstoppable. That's going to help you boost that confidence in yourself. And so, one question that maybe you're thinking when I talk about giving yourself living proof, right, is because when you have living proof, you are going to take action. You're going to do certain things. You're going to make bold moves. That is absolutely the only way to give yourself living proof. So, what if you're thinking, what if you're asking yourself the question, okay, well, what if I do? What if I believe that I can do something and then I fail? And then I get embarrassed or I get judged? What I recommend is to start changing the questions that you've been asking yourself. Instead of asking yourself, what if I fail? I recommend that you start asking yourself, what if I succeed? What if I win? What if I can be? So these questions, these are things that I put in a previous video that I did about becoming a woman of wonder, which is just being curious to certain things and changing the questions that you ask. So a lot of times we ask the question, what if I can't? What if I fail? What that does is literally put that in our brain, right? That we imagine it. So what if I get embarrassed? What do you do? What do you imagine? You actually imagine yourself getting embarrassed. You actually see it in your imagination and you can feel the experience of it happening. And so that typically will stop you. It will put a pump on your brakes and stop you from even taking movement or taking action. It's gonna just keep hindering you, right? What if I fail? Same thing. But what if you asked yourself a different question? And that question is, well, what if I actually succeed in what I do? What if I actually win? What if I show up online and I get praised and I get recognized? What if I share my voice? What if I start this business and it becomes, $1 million business? What if these things happen? And so when you begin to ask yourself those questions, then you start imagining the likelihood of that happening. And so you plant that imagination in your head of like, oh, okay, what if I get recognition? You see yourself getting recognized. What if I win? You see yourself winning. And so what that does is actually create a feeling called anticipation that gives you the excitement to actually start to take action. Okay. And so what I recommend, especially if you want to start giving yourself living proof that you can, is to start asking yourself a different question. This is exactly what I had to do to start giving myself a different reaction. Because when you give yourself different questions, you get different answers. And either one answer is going to cause anxiety, doubt, and then the other answer is going to cause excitement, hope, anticipation. And so confident women really try to focus on the thought, the belief that is going to serve them best. Because doubt and faith and hope, those are all beliefs, but we want to focus on the belief that matters, that's going to serve us the most. And remember, when it comes to living proof, belief plus action gives you living proof. And so let me give you an example from personal experience where I had to switch the questions that I asked. And so last year, I wanted to start teaching dance classes in the new area that I live in right now. And so when I thought to myself I want to start teaching dance classes, in my mind, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, what if no one signs up? What if, what if, like, it just feels embarrassing? I had all of those questions in my mind, and that didn't make me excited to do anything. That didn't make me excited. Actually, it made me more timid. All I did was create a flyer and I posted it on a wall inside of a dance, like a gym studio, and expected signups. I expected people to sign up, or not even expect that, I just hoped that they signed up, that they got excited for it. And that's all I did because I asked myself that question and it made me scared. So then I started to ask myself, okay, because this isn't serving me, okay, what if people are craving to have these dance classes? What if so many people sign up? What if, what if, what if? And that created so much excitement in me that it pushed me. It created a belief of hope, a belief of a feeling of anticipation, and a belief that, oh, this is possible. I can actually do this. That gave me the excitement, and it helped me take bold action. It helped me create movement. And those movements helped me overcome fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment. Right? And so the movements that I had to take was not just posting a flyer on the wall, no, actually being bold and walking up to people in the street, at the grocery store, at the hair store, at wherever I'm at, and start walking up to people and literally asking them, hey, do you like to dance? I've never did anything like that in my entire life. And because I did that, guess what happened? People signed up. People signed up. And that gave me living proof that I can. That gave me living proof that, oh, teaching dance classes is possible for me. Okay? And so that's one question that I want you to ask yourself when you are about to start giving yourself living proof. And so my second answer to if you are scared to give yourself living proof because you are thinking that you may fail, you may get embarrassed, or whatever reasons that may come to mind, my answer to that is that you absolutely may get embarrassed. You absolutely may get judged. You absolutely may fail. So if you fail, if you get embarrassed, what you're going to do is look at the results and use that to your benefit. You're going to ask yourself, and this is a power move, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I make this work for me? So, for example, when I was deciding to increase my income by $30,000, when I decided that it was possible for me to go ahead and do that, to switch careers and do it. After every interview, after every no, I used that to my benefit. I said, okay, what questions are they asking? What are they looking for? What is the language? I learned and I learned and I learned and I got better each time. I used the results that I received as information. and I made it work in my favor. And so that when I showed up to the job that I actually got the yes to, it was easy breezy. My confidence was way higher because I went through the process of accepting failure, because I wanted to give myself a living proof. And so when I got the yes, guess what? I gave myself a living proof that it doesn't matter the experience I have. It doesn't matter the education I have. It doesn't matter if I never had the job title. I gave myself living proof that I don't have to wait 5 years to increase my income. I can literally do it in 3 months. And that's exactly what happened, right? And so now, because I gave myself that living proof, again, guess what happened? Confidence increased. You get more bolder, you get more audacity. Because when you take bold actions, getting embarrassed, getting judged, failing sometimes is inevitable. It happens. This is what's going to build you. This is what's going to make you feel unstoppable when you actually receive the thing that you desire to receive. This is what's going to help you unlock your potential. It's going to help you unlock possibilities for yourself and create opportunities for yourself, because you are showing yourself what you are capable of. You are actually giving yourself living proof. Living proof is going to be the one thing that is going to level up your self image. And the reason why I say this is because for most people, for a lot of us, seeing is believing, right? A lot of times we can't, it's really hard for human beings to believe something unless they see it. And when you give yourself living proof, you are increasing that belief system. So we can have a belief, right? We want to generate our own beliefs. We generate the belief of I can, I am worthy, I am this, I am that. And then how do we affirm that belief? Is by giving ourselves proof. So for example, I think I shared this in the previous episode, is that when you tell yourself that you are a kind or a generous person, and then you go out in the world and you actually showcase that, right? You showcase that by giving compliments, or maybe leaving a generous tip, or holding a door for someone. That is giving yourself living proof that you are who you say you are. And so you can absolutely believe that without a doubt. But when we have big goals, when we have big dreams, when we have big visions and big desires, and sometimes even smaller desires, simple ones that may be big to you, but maybe simple to someone else, right? When we have those, it's hard for us to see it. It's hard for us to imagine it. We may see it with other people, but when it comes to us, it's hard for us to see it. However, it's only you. You are the only person who can absolutely give yourself the living proof. No one is going to come and bring you a successful business. They're not going to hand it to you. No one is going to come and just hand you an audience online. You have to get up. You have to show up. You have to put yourself out there. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to take courageous action. You have to do things that feel scary. These are the things that is going to give yourself the proof of the belief system that you are trying to generate. Because we have there's two beliefs that we're either feeding. We're either feeding we can, or we're either feeding we can't. And so when you're not doing, when you're not being active, when you are not taking action, you are actually feeding that belief that you can't, because it's simply just a self-fulfilling prophecy. Even if you're not absolutely saying it with your words, your actions already are just showing you what you truly believe deep down inside. And so you, as a woman who is, building your confidence and working on thriving, right? You're a goal getter. You have these desires, you have these dreams, you have this vision for yourself that you see it, you feel it, you may think is impossible for you. You see it in other people, so you know that it's possible. But in order for you to truly believe that it's possible for you, is you have to give yourself living proof. Living proof is the only thing that's going to be able to truly affirm the confidence in you. It's going to be the only thing that affirms the, I can do this, I am good enough for you. We can believe it, but until we start backing that belief, then it's just a watery belief, right? Like it can go either way, right? It's not strong in that belief until you can prove that it is. And then I also want to say, like, there's no qualifications that you need to give yourself living proof of what you can have, right? You don't need more experience. You don't need to become a better person. You don't need, you don't need a different look. You don't need anything else external. All you need is literally the courage, the audacity to truly just say yes to yourself, to give yourself that permission to just show up imperfectly, to show up as you are, to show up with not as much confidence as you would like to have, because all of these things can grow in time, right? You can perfect something in time, you can get a better skill set with time, you get more experience with time, but the only qualification that you need to start giving yourself living proof is simply just have audacity. Just simply just say yes to yourself. Just simply give yourself permission that you can do it. That is it. Is to see yourself as someone who can have it, can do it, can be it. And that's really going to help you become confident so much faster, that eventually you will literally feel unstoppable to achieve anything that you put your mind to, because you've given yourself living proof that you can, and that you could again and again and again and again. And so what I want to do today is invite you ladies um, to my new one-on-one offer. It is a bold move 7-week coaching, confidence coaching offer. So what this means for you is that you will start making bold moves towards your dreams, your goals, your desires, your visions. And the real value with this is that you are going to become confident, boost your confidence so much faster in yourself, that ultimately you're going to feel unstoppable. You're going to feel like you can achieve anything that you want to achieve, that you can own anything that you want to own and be exactly who you want to be. Because when you give yourself living proof, this just shows you that you can, time and time and time again. Confidence moves to you faster when you move towards it faster. Alrighty? And I know that you want to prove to yourself, right? You want to prove to yourself that you can have exactly what you want, right? You want to prove to yourself that you can be exactly who you want to be, and do and make bold moves and prove to yourself that you have absolutely what it takes to achieve all that you want to achieve. Alrighty. And so if you have that desire, if that speaks to you, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link in the description box for you to go ahead and grab your spot. 7 weeks of bold moves. Man, there's so much that can happen when you make bold moves, right? All right, ladies. So that is it for today's episode. I will see you in the next video. Bye.